Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our live sharing class. What a busy week for me. Wow. Okay, so as we all know, currently we are participating in the race for the Asia Pacific headquarters location in our Indian region. At the same time, it is also the first phase of our wealth growth plan, gradually being implemented, including providing members with interest-free trading experience funds in our asset management accounts. We aim to ensure you can experience the rapid and stability of profit making in this regard. Included in today's contents, we have used a trading method that should never have been used or even seen by the majority of retail investors. This is block trading. I can tell everyone here that this is a 100% profitable method. Of course, I won't get into too much details as of right now, so let's not waste everyone's time and let's make good use of our time and then proceed to introduce the detail on what I want to share with everyone tonight. So, what specific content do we want to share with everyone this evening? We will be analyzing today's market situation as well as interpreting some important financial data from both international and domestic markets and important time-sensitive news that may have an impact on today's market. Needless to say, these are routines that we do and perform every day. For instance, even if I don't share anything with you, tasks such as reviewing, collecting information, and data are among the essential responsibilities we all must do each day. Now, last night in the group chat, I shared some information about block trading in stocks. Some people still didn't quite understand it. Tonight, we will take the opportunity of this live broadcast to continue discussing why we say that engaging in block trading in stocks guarantees a 100% profit. At the same time, in our last class, we introduced Warren Buffett and some information about Berkshire Hathaway, the company which he is the CEO and which he holds. Now, Buffett is revered by global investors as the stock god, a title rarely given to someone still alive, and one that is recognized by investors worldwide. So if Buffett is indeed called the stock god, what are the secrets behind him that are not widely known? So we're going to be moving into these topics for today, and then we're going to wrap it all up with our stock analysis. Okay, so on to market recap. Today's market should be very confusing for many investors or covered with a shadow in your hearts, if you know what I mean, like sort of like a doubt. Because while the US stock market has seen a significant increase for 3 consecutive days, our Indian stock market, on the contrary, continues to decline. In the Indian market, there is no apparent negative news. So why is the stock market so sluggish? There hasn't been any desire for a rebound after the 3 consecutive trading days. How should we deal with such a market? Let's take a closer look at the trend of these indices and the market situation today. First, we're going to take a look at the Nifty 50 index. The index opened higher this morning with a gap up, but it fell by 0.62%. The short-term weakness is still very, very apparent. From a technical perspective, the uptrend channel is still intact, but currently the index is undergoing a downward adjustment within the channel. The short-term decline is quite significant, or you could say the speed of the downward adjustment is quite fast. As I shared earlier, adjustments like this typically lasts about 3 to 5 trading days to complete. So it might not be easy for the market to rise within the next 2 to 3 business trading days. So how many people find that the current trend is very puzzling? On one side, there isn't any major negative news in the market. And then on the other side, the global environment is quite active. So why is our Indian domestic market so weak? This mainly stems from the following reasons. Number one, the index is at a historical highs, with resistance from previous highs coupled with a significant number of profit-taking positions from earlier. This leads to an inherent need for a downward adjustment in the market. The amount of selling by foreign institutional investors has reached 55.25 billion rupees in the first 3 trading days of May. While this may seem alarming to many investors, in reality, it's not a cause for concern. It's just normal fund movement where profits are higher, so funds are going to flow there. Reason number 3, the uncertainty surrounding the current ruling system's chances of a smooth victory. The market has discounted the victory of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the New Development Alliance, which is now a bit uncertain. Perhaps this could cause a concern for people. Additionally, the weak profits of Indian companies in the last quarter could also be a contributing factor. Now, I've received messages from a lot of the members asking about reasons for the market downturn, so I wanted to share this with everyone again. I have repeatedly emphasized my viewpoints to everyone. We can analyze the market, but we shouldn't focus too much on the whys, such as why is it going up, why is it going down, etc. Overanalyzing these aspects doesn't have much meaning. What we really need to focus on is at any given moment, we should be thinking about what should we do? Because this is where strategy comes into play. Only by adopting the right strategies can we maximize our profits and minimize risks when the market is favorable. Do you understand these points that I've made? Now let's take a look at our Sensex index, which adjusted downwards by 0.52%. So stocks of ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries, and Power Grid closed as the biggest drag on this index. The overall market capitalization of BSE listed companies decreased from 403.4 billion rupees on the previous trading day to nearly 398.4 billion rupees, resulting in investors losing nearly 5 billion rupees in a single day. From the technical chart perspective, the Sensex index is oscillating upwards within an upward channel, but this it's currently in a state of a downward adjustment. So for the reasons for the overall market's downward adjustment, we will not delve further into this. As I mentioned, the most important thing now is to figure out what to do next. Guys, does anyone know what to do? In fact, many of you should already know what we should do, right? Because I have shared with everyone here before. In the current market situation, especially when there is a significant adjustment, a couple of days ago, I said there is a high risk of volatility or correction at high levels. We should refrain from buying any ordinary stocks. It's not that ordinary stocks won't rise, but it is very difficult to capture their movements, and one might easily get trapped without paying attention. Of course, getting stuck in stock trading is quite common, but we don't have to actively seek that, right? Especially at present, when the market's desire for adjustment is very apparent and the current correction is far from over. Since around the end of April, I have not advised anyone to buy ordinary stocks because by then the index was nearing the peak of this bounce. Have you all been following my strategy? Now, depending on the situation of the individual stocks in your portfolio, conduct specific analysis and make selling decisions when they are at high levels. This way, you will gradually reduce the number of stocks in your portfolio while increasing your available funds. When this correction is over or near its end, you have secured the majority of your profits, and now you have more liquidity in your account. Am I correct? Okay. We're moving on to some macroeconomic news now. So we just did a review on the Indian stock market. These are all my views and my opinions, as well as future expectations and coping strategies with everyone. Next, we are still concerned about domestic and international markets. What significant financial news or economic data that are closely related to our stock market has occurred? Some people may extract useful content from some financial data, some economic news, major international or domestic events. Some people may not be able to do this for now, but that's okay. Only through reading more and thinking more critical can we make progress step by step. For us, the trading journey of life is still long. Spending a little more effort and time won't affect your future success in making big money or achieving financial freedom. So let's continue. Okay, so first, we're going to focus on the financial and economic news in India. So India's April services growth strong on near record exports, PMI shows. A survey on Monday showed that India's dominant services sector growth slowed in April, but remained strong due to robust domestic and international demand, boosting business confidence to a 3-month high. Since August 2021, service sector activities have consistently remained above the 50-mark threshold for growth and expansion. Favorable market conditions and strong demand have driven the new business categorization index to a 3-month high, the third highest in nearly 14 years. So chief India economist at HSBC stated, with further increase in new orders and significant strong domestic support, service sector activity in India slightly moderated in April. Now, according to Reuters survey in April, it is expected that the average quarterly inflation rate for this fiscal year in India will be 5.0% or lower, providing room for the Reserve Bank of India, the RBI, to cut rates. Economists predicts that the RBI will lower its key repo rate by 50 basis points before the end of the year. Now, of course, whether the RBI cuts rates and by how many basis points is not entirely dependent on the factors mentioned above. However, in a general, a reduction in the key repo rate by the RBI could stimulate economic activity and market performance. Lowering the repo rate could reduce borrowing costs, incentivizing businesses and individuals to invest and consume. This could lead to increased corporate profits, thereby boosting the stock market. Now, loose policies may boost market confidence, leading investors to lean more towards investing in the stock market to seek higher returns. Okay, so that is what things are shaping up to be. Hopefully, RBI comes in clutch and gives us that interest rate cut. But in the meantime, we're going to have to be patient. So, second piece of news. Fed's Williams says next Fed move likely to be lowering rates. So again, more lowering rates. We keep talking about this because this is crucial for our market. John Williams, president of New York Federal Reserve Bank, said on Monday that the Federal Reserve will lower its interest rates target at some uncertain point. Williams made the remarks at the 2024 Milken Institute Global Conference in Beverly Hills, California, stating, "We will eventually cut rates, but currently monetary policy is in a very good place." The comments on Monday came after last week's meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee. Officials kept the overnight target rate between 5.25% to about 5.5%, indicating that this target could be maintained for an uncertain period, while seeking more evidence of inflation returning to the target. Williams did not provide a timetable for action, but he mentioned that with the slowdown in economic growth, the overall economy is returning to a better balance. He expected the U.S. gross domestic product to grow by 2 to 2.5% this year, following rapid expansion last year. Williams also said that the Fed's efforts to shrink the balance sheet are progressing smoothly and have not caused market unrest. Now, does everyone have a clear feeling at this point? That is, in the past period, the Fed's views or rhetoric on rate cuts were relatively strict, and they were even rumors of a rate hike at one point. However, in recent weeks, regardless of where the rhetoric came from, it has become more relaxed, which proves one thing: the Fed's decision to cut rates may be imminent. Whether it's India or the United States, rate cuts may not be so urgent, but the inevitable will always come. We will have to wait and see when this positive news will materialize. So we just got to be patient. Everybody's at the edge of their seats waiting for the Feds to cut these rates. It's been the same. It's been high for so many years. Okay, so we're going to be moving into block deals. So today we have already started the block trading of stocks. Now let me tell everyone once again that block trading is basically 100% profitable. Before buying, some people here may have some doubts, but it doesn't matter. Now everyone should understand. Members who have already purchased today, did you hit the jackpot? If the market opens higher tomorrow, we may earn even more profit. But whatever happens, we can sell for profit after the market opens tomorrow, which is almost certain. Now, it is said that block trading is truly one of the risk-free transactions, and it can steadily achieve profits. However, for the average investor, block trading may seem very unfamiliar. In fact, that is true. It is precisely because there are few who knows about it that its profitability is so high. Now, why are there so few that know about this? Because it has high entry barriers and many requirements, making it impossible for us ordinary investors to access it. Now, why are we now at this time using block deals as a way to make money together? On one hand, it is a critical time for us in Indian region to compete with this Asia Pacific headquarter. We also hope to bring more profits to everyone, considering so many people have been silently supporting us. Of course, we also hope to have more people joining and supporting us so we can win in the number of supporters competition this time. And then now, on the other hand, using block trading to profit is actually part of our wealth growth plan. Any money-making tool is most useful when used at the right time. The current market is fluctuating at high levels with poor profit effects. If we don't use it now, then when should we use it? So I'm talking too much about what it is. I'm going to dive a little bit in. I want to go into what block trading really is. Now, as mentioned earlier, even though I shared some specific content on block trading with everyone yesterday, there are still a lot of members who are not very clear about this because they have not been exposed to it before. So tonight, I will once again briefly share with everyone. Of course, if you want to have more comprehensive understanding of this content, besides needing to listen carefully tonight, you should also review the content shared with you yesterday. It should all be in your notes. So, what is block trading or block deals? Tonight, I'm going to introduce and summarize it from other angles and directions of this block trades and block deals. So, block trading refers to the trading of a large amount of stocks in one single transaction in the stock market. These transactions usually involve large shareholders, institutional investors, or other investors trading in high quantities, rather than through conventional trading methods or trading each share individually. So this is like a bundle, right? It's a bundle of the shares all at once. In India, such transactions can take place on the stocks listed companies on the stock exchange. The scale of block trading may be enough to impact company stocks prices. Therefore, these transactions are usually monitored by the market. These trades may be carried out by professional investors, fund managers, investment institutions, or other large investors and players in this area. Overall, block trading is an important trading method in the stock market, involving the buying and selling of a large quantity of stocks, which has certain impact on market liquidity and investors' investment strategies. So now that we briefly understand what a block trade is, since we said it can help us achieve risk-free high profits more quickly, what are its advantages? Now, in addition to sharing with everyone last night about the characteristics and other important aspects of block trading, it has following advantages. First, block trading has unparalleled efficiency because it has a separate trading channel, different from ordinary trading. So it does not generate too much impact on market prices, making trading more efficient. Second, price flexibility. Now, due to the large transactions volume in bulk trading, it usually occurs between major shareholders, institutional traders, and other traders, and its pricing is more flexible compared to transactions in the open market. Third, reduced market volatility. Now, block trades are generally of a large scale, but due to separate trading channels from ordinary trading, the impact on prices fluctuations is relatively small compared to the overall market, ensuring market stability. Number 4, privacy protection. Block trade usually requires higher transaction privacy, so when conducting such transactions, special trading structures or tools are sometimes used to protect the identities and sensitive information of participants. Overall, block trading is a trading method designed specifically for handling a large number of stock transactions, typically suitable for institutional investors or large investors. This type of trading method helps achieve more efficient stock liquidity and faster trade execution. After discussing so many advantages about the block trades, what benefits does block trading bring to us as ordinary investors? When we talk about advantages of block trading, we mentioned its flexibility in pricing. The benefits we can enjoy in the process of block trading stems from this flexibility. Due to its flexible pricing, when actually engaging in block trading, there is a certain discount rate between the institutions. And this discount rate can make our block trading truly achieve zero risk and high returns. So a little bit of an addition added part to that. These big block deals are negotiated between the two parties and then they agree on a price, usually well below market price because there's such huge quantities. In addition, institutions can trade with each other, institutions can trade with shareholders, and large funds can trade with shareholders through the method of taking over the shares. Today, we have started buying stocks in block trading. So everyone can enjoy the higher and more certain profits it brings with the peace of mind. Okay, so in our live broadcast, we introduced Warren Buffett and some information about Berkshire Hathaway, the company he owns. Buffett is honored by global investors as the god of stocks. So it's quite rare for someone to be the god of stocks while they are alive and to be recognized by investors worldwide. So if Buffett is called the god of stocks, what are some secrets behind him that are not widely known? Of course, I want to clarify that I am no voyeur and we are not seeking to intrude into anyone's privacy. Rather, we want to understand the trading secrets behind him or to learn better. After all, it's impossible for any of us to have close contact with the god of stocks himself, right? Every spring at the annual shareholders meeting of Warren Buffett's flagship company, Berkshire Hathaway, tens of thousands loyal followers from around the world would flock in. They eagerly listen in hopes of capturing the secrets to get rich from the god of stocks' words. Now, Warren Buffett's reputation reached its peak in the early 1990s. Being considered one of the world's most successful investors, he was born in 1930 in Omaha, USA. Buffett was dubbed the Oracle of Omaha in 2008. He surpassed then Microsoft CEO Bill Gates to become the world's richest person. Buffett's value investing philosophy is widely praised by the media, and countless retail investors see him as an idol, revering every word and action of the god of stocks. After Buffett bought this stock this year, it returned 133%. The god of stocks increases holdings by 5.99 million shares of Western Petroleum. After seeing these headlines, do you follow Warren Buffett blindly and invest without thinking? You have to be careful. You might end up losing money instead of making it. So why is this so? Now, Warren Buffett has a very, very famous saying. Our favorite holding period is forever. In other words, it is well-known investment strategy of buy and hold for the long term. However, Buffett's words and actions are not consistent at all. He changes his mind frequently. He says one thing and he does the complete opposite, which can be described as deceptive in warfare. Here, let me give you some examples. So from 1957 to 1969, Warren Buffett managed a hedge fund during which his personal assets grew from $100,000 to $26 million. the period when his wealth multiplied the fastest. He was very active in trading at that time, even engaging in arbitrage trading, which has nothing to do with buy and hold for the long term. Now, some may argue that it was necessary for him to accumulate wealth initially in such a way. But as we are looking at Buffett's investment career of over half a century, he only holds a total of 7 stocks in the long term, with a concentration of not exceeding 20% of his total funds. And at times, not even reaching 10%. Moreover, he is a major shareholder of these 7 companies, meaning he owns these companies, and according to regulatory rules, he cannot simply sell his holdings. Therefore, it is not surprising that the Oracle of Omaha has such a strategy of long-term holding. From this point itself, what can we learn? Any form of learning requires a dialectical mindset. We should choose the methods that are most suitable for the current market and ourselves. So let's not forget, what is the ultimate goal of our participation in the stock market? It's obviously to make lots of money. Yes, to make money. For us, we should adopt the methods that can make us money and make money at a faster pace. Don't be confined to just one method. Can you all understand this simple perspective? Okay, so what's more satirical than is that Buffett has repeatedly warned derivative financial products are weapons of mass destruction, and he stands firmly against them. But in fact, Berkshire Hathaway Company is one of the largest players in derivative products and has held derivative contracts worth over $60 billion in the past. Now, of course, this figure is currently uncertain because we haven't checked again to confirm. Why didn't we confirm? It's meaningless. Knowing this is just enough. Just knowing that his company does the opposite, right? So, from this point of view, regardless of Buffett's true attitude towards derivative financial products, we can understand one point, and regardless of whether the stock god's actions matches his words, what we know is that maybe others will share their experiences with you, but will they truly share the methods that make money with you? Or will they share all the methods that make money with you? Now, of course, let me also say, I'm not doing that here. Whether it's my personal experience and skills, trading in stocks that hit daily limit, the UC limit, or block trades, I share them with everyone without reservation. I am here to guide us. I am here to teach you my actual secrets. Now, in fact, to speak quite frankly, personally, after getting to know and interact with everyone during this period, a little bit deep inside me makes me not really willing to do this. And people ask why. So I selflessly share these important things with everyone, but they do not seem to appreciate the value at all. In simple terms, some people here do not quite understand, and some people do not comprehend anything at all. Some even have doubts. What do they doubt? Of course, these people are merely a few and mostly newcomers. However, I believe that as we get to know each other more and we build deeper connections and trust, these issues should not be a problem. Having said that, I deeply feel now that all the efforts are worthwhile because more and more people are supporting me, which makes me feel warmth from the bottom of my heart. So no matter how busy work gets, I am willing to put in the effort. Now, without any more delay, sorry, I digressed a little bit. Let's continue to read below. So in spring 2011, Warren Buffett's former trusted assistant, David Sokol, was implicated in insider trading, dragging Buffett into the scandal as well. Now, both Buffett and Sokol were to face inquiries and investigations from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the SEC. Sokol had been seen by the public as Buffett's potential successor. Prior to Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway Company's $9 billion acquisition of Lubrizol Corporation on March 14th, Sokol had already purchased its stocks, roughly estimating Sokol profited nearly $3 million on paper by earning $30 per share. From my experience observing Wall Street for so long, I know that only beginners would commit such insider trading. In fact, anyone who has worked in an investment bank knows that employees, even their family members, must open their securities trading accounts within their own company, constantly monitored by regulatory authorities. They cannot casually trade securities of companies they do business with or will do business with without first reporting to the regulatory department and obtaining prior approval. So this is pre-clearance before trading stocks. Otherwise, it would be considered insider trading, which could result in fines or even imprisonment. Now, Sokol had proactively reported these transactions to Buffett beforehand, but Buffett didn't seem to mind Sokol's low-level insider trading and supported him, implying, "Don't make a big deal out of it." Later, Buffett realized this was inappropriate and made a 180 degrees turn in attitude, condemning Sokol. Now, you may have heard everywhere about Buffett's humble origins, self-made success, and frugal lifestyle. But did you know his father was a U.S. Senator and a member of the Congressional Finance Committee? Did you know he once spent $4 million on a luxurious villa in Laguna Beach? Did you know he purchased a $10 million private jet back in 1989? Perhaps you think it's acceptable to spend the money you earn, but you should start questioning learning to see a person in 3 dimensions and asking why, when listening to these celebrities speak, even when we studying, approach it with a dialectical thinking. Now, of course, here we are not accusing or criticizing anyone. We just want to let you know that at the top of the pyramid of the capital market, financial giants are always hidden. Now, these financial giants can be investment banks, institutions under certain individuals, or truly large funds. Doesn't matter whoever they are, as long as it doesn't affect us making money, that's all that matters, right? Now, after talking so much with everyone, let me reiterate the sharing that these contents with everybody here. So many people may also find the stories very interesting and like them. But actually, that is not important. We should learn more from the depths of events and these things. From the gossip news shared tonight, let's just call it gossip news for now. What have you learned from it? So first of all, I want to tell everyone that things are never one-sided. Whether it's about well-known figures or technical techniques we learn about trading, we need to treat them dialectically and learn. Now, in fact, when we look at the world, we often habitually classify things as black and white, this or that. However, in the real world is more than that. Things often have many facets and sometimes even conflicting multiple facets. Like a coin, it has a front and a back. One bright side, the other is darker. So similarly to human emotions and feelings are the same. We have joy, we have anger, we have sorrow, we have happiness, and they all coexist. It's like the symphony in life. Sometimes loud and passionate, sometimes slow and profound. Things are not one-sided, just like a building with multiple windows. Each window can see different views, but cannot fully depict the face of the entire city. So when we are facing things, we need to understand and accept multiple facets with an open mind. We need to learn to accept the complexity and the diversity of things, rather than simply categorizing them as either this or either that, if they're white, if they're black. Only in this way can we find better understanding of the world and better deal with the challenges and the changes in life. At the same time, open our minds to help us reap in more profits in the market. Be open to everything that's coming. Accept, learn, and continue to grow. So the second point that we learned tonight, I want to tell everyone that in front of institutional investors, individual investors are always going to be at a disadvantage. As can be seen from the insider trading of Buffett's company just now. Can you achieve this as an ordinary trader? Are you capable of doing this by yourself? So I'm going to clarify two major points. Number one, when our company enters India, we will definitely comply with Indian laws and regulations and operate within legal framework and rules. This applies to me personally, as well as I determined not to engage in any violations. After all, making money takes a long time. And personally, making money in this market is rather easy for me, and it's the same for the company. Point number two, most importantly, I want to tell everyone that individual investors are always at a disadvantage in front of institutional investors. Now, why do I want to bring up this topic again? Many people may know that society can be divided into three levels. We got technology, system, and culture. This is also applicable in our trading process. For individual investors, making money depends on technology. But for institutional investors, making money relies on systems to a greater extent. Like the block trading we are currently conducting. It involves utilizing the system and making money within the system's allowances. So similarly, in situations where the system allows, individual investors are generally unable to participate in block trading. As the market and system fundamentally do not provide you with the opportunity to make money in this way. So from this perspective, considering the ways institutional investors and individual investors make money, which way is more stable and sustainable in the long run? It's definitely institutional investors, right? So this time, using the opportunity of block trading to reap high profits, this is the kind of opportunity that needs to be cherished and fully taken advantage of by everyone, right? So as we move from UC limit stocks, now we're moving into block trades. These are all different methods that can reap us in more profits when the market stability is so volatile, right? So this is what I wanted to share this evening in regards to the block deals, and as well as a little bit more information about Warren Buffett. So it just kind of gives you an open mind, an idea of of the things that we should look forward to, right? Okay, so next we have our stock analysis. This is where we start tracking and analyzing the stocks we previously recommended to everyone. Now, due to time constraints, I cannot analyze every recommended stock at once, which is not very practical. The Indian stock market has experienced a significant decline for 3 consecutive trading days. Although our stocks are of high quality, they may be somewhat affected by the overall market downturn. However, these effects are not significant. When buying, I have repeatedly emphasized the importance of controlling positions and practicing good financial management. Therefore, even if the market adjusts, the impact on us will not be too great. By the end of April, we only sold stocks for profit taking and we did not buy new ones. If everyone has been trading based on my strategy and mindset, our current position should be relatively light, and any market adjustments should not have a significant impact on us. Furthermore, we still have stocks hitting the daily limit of prices and block trades, helping us realize some more profits, which makes our situation even more relaxed. All right, so next we're going to take a look at the stock NCC. We can notice that today the market underwent a significant adjustment. The stock of NCC also saw a significant adjustment, completely swallowing up the price fluctuations of the previous few trades. For the stock, currently there are 2 relatively important technical support levels below. One is in the range of 236 to 238, and the other support level is around 232. If the stock price does not perform well in the short term, we should pay attention to these 2 levels, especially the second level near the 232. The bullish trend of this stock is still strong at the moment. For people who have bought this stock, continue to hold on to it. Is there a possibility for the price of this stock to deteriorate even further? Of course, there is such a possibility, but there is no need to worry. We will formulate appropriate strategies based on the technical chart of the stock. Even if this stock ultimately ends up with a loss, I will ensure that we will make it back together. Aren't we currently running a wealth growth plan? With such high profits and a quick way to profit, are you still afraid of not making money? Okay, so not going to talk too much more about NCC. Don't worry too much. We are going to continue to hold. We are sitting still okay right now, but we're going to keep an eye out for 232. Okay, so the next stock we're going to take a look at is LT again. So frankly speaking, the adjustment of this stock today is not significant that much, just a decrease of 1.03%. However, the candlestick pattern formed at the closing day doesn't look too good. The candlestick today broke below the previous low position. Now, of course, this alone cannot determine it's a valid breakthrough. We still need to observe for 2 to 3 trading days. Remember, I spoke earlier, the cycle is about 3 to 5 days. We're only on day 2, so we got about 3 days left. Now, even if the stock breaks below this technical support level, it's not a big deal because the low point in February is more crucial. For this stock, same thing. Let's hold for now and observe. Due to the light position we entered, there's nothing we need to worry too much about this. As always, if the stock really needs to be stopped or closed off, we will execute a stop loss based on the actual market trend. Even if we lose money on these stocks, it's going to be okay. All right. Our wealth growth plan will bring us more profits, especially since we have been profitable throughout April. The current adjustments are nothing significant. Okay, so due to time constraints, we're not going to discuss these stocks further. So we did NCC, we did LT. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me directly via private messages or through my assistant, and we can help you resolve any challenging issues you may have. Okay, so I want to thank everyone once again. As you all know, our Indian team participated in the competition for the location of the Asia Pacific Regional Headquarters. And the competition has now reached a fever pitch. So initially, I felt deeply disappointed that we were ranked last in the voting. However, after everyone's efforts today, our support base has risen, not only surpassing Singapore by a large margin, but also soon to surpass Japan. Perhaps we didn't shine in the early stages, and the deadline for the competition is getting closer with only 3 trading days left. I hope everyone can bring out all your enthusiasm to support us and help us secure the first place in this voting count. As for what winning the first place in the voting count and securing the Asia Pacific headquarters means for us, I'm not going to say much more. If you have questions about voting or supporting, please contact my assistant. We only have 3 days left. Now, of course, on behalf of myself and all members of Indian team, I express the most sincere thanks and deep gratitude to everyone who have supported us through their votes. Although the voting activity has not ended yet, your support and trust have made me feel immensely honored and touched. Your voting support is not just a vote, but it's also a recognition of encouragement for me and my team's work. So once again, thank you all sincerely for your support and your confidence. I will always remember this, as the road ahead of us is still very long. Please continue to give us more support and vote. Okay, so that is it for this evening's class. Please go over some of the content again, memorize it. If you have any more questions about block trades, please message us. Our next online live class is scheduled for Thursday, May 9th at 8 p.m. So I hope to see everyone here again. Thank you very much to all my fans and members and friends for their strong support, and I'll see you next time.